If you're watching this, today is the 31st of March, and if you've been watching any sewing vlogs for any amount of time, you know it's Frugalfrocks Day. My name is Hammy, I am the Hammy Dressmaker, and welcome to the channel if you're new around here as well. So, Frugalfrocks, it's been really fun, hasn't it? Sam and Rowan have done such a good job, and so have all the other vloggers and people have joined in. It's been really lovely to see. I know that Sam and Rowan have been really blown away by the reaction of everybody, and I've really enjoyed comments and some of the emails you guys have sent me as well, with pictures of your own makes based on some of the recommendations that just blew my brain. Thank you so much. By the way, I do have an email address now. If you don't feel comfortable leaving me a comment, I'll put it downstairs below in the links. So, right, let's talk about the dresses. And I said dresses. 2, plural. 2 complete, 1 nearly complete, and 1 I'm just about to start. So you will see kind of more dresses kind of coming out of it as I finish them off. So this one is, with no surprise, is the round dress by Schwin and Schwin. Schwin Designs, I think they're also called. And this is kind of like my very proud make. I do have another one which I still quite like, but this one is my favourite. So let me, without further ado, get onto my newly acquired stool and do the best twill that I can, considering I've got like that much space. And here we go. So this is a Schwin and Schwin design dress. This is made out of a lycra, or should I say 2 lycras. It was colour blocked from a failure, and also the very popular, at least in the comments, you guys absolutely loved it, the Renaissance print. I'll kind of come up to the camera in a minute so you can see a close-up of the Renaissance print. So the Schwin and Schwin design is actually made from a woven fabric, not something that I twigged until I started cutting out, and I was like, okay, so I had to rethink what I was doing. I had to think about it and I thought, well, it's stretchy fabric, I don't want it too loose, so I downgraded the pattern by 1 size, and to be honest with you, at least on the waist I should have done it by 2, and so I felt comfortable doing it because I had kind of messed around with patterns using kind of lycra type fabrics before. They've always worked. I didn't see why it wouldn't work for this particular pattern, and I was right, it worked fine. I did kind of mess up a little bit on the waist. I did a couple of big amendments as well, which I'll talk about kind of in a minute. So this is why I have a belt. So the belt does 2 things. First, it cinches in what is quite a boxy shape on me and makes it a lot more flattering. Not that we tend to like that word these days, but hey, it's my body. If I want something flattering, it will be flattering. And also it was to cover up a lot of unpicking, because I forgot to put the darts in the skirt, and because it was an unstable seam, but basically I kind of, the stitching is a little bit wobbly kind of along the waistline. So oops, let's get close. So here is the Renaissance print with the lady on it. Yeah, she has got clothes on. I thought she was a naked lady, but she's not. She's a full-grown lady. And I think if I made this dress again, one of the things I would kind of look at is potentially adding darts into the front bodice and the back bodice. The back, I'll just show you, is it's a little loose, kind of on the back. So the waist does cinch it, the waist belt does cinch it in a bit, but it's a little loose. And when I messed around with the bodice, I really liked how front waist darts kind of works for the bodice as well. So if I made it again, I'd probably do that. I also had to make quite a big adjustment to the bodice. I had to add on, I think it was 10 centimetres in length, just so it fitted over my chest. and I just about got it right. I think I thought I was going to drop it too low so it was at the waist, but this is giving the Empire line that it should have done, so I'm quite pleased with that. In terms of construction, apart from unpicking, it was an absolute breeze. It was very well drafted. Again, because it was a stretch fabric, I didn't really use their neck piece. I drafted my own and attached it, but that was it. Really easy. And here is dress number 2. So this is actually a Prima magazine pattern. It's quite a similar construction to the Alcoy dress that I showed off, but the Prima dress was smaller. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't actually fit into the Prima size pattern. So I wanted to refresh my memory of how to upgrade a pattern a little bit, so I could do a future video on it for anyone who might be interested. If you are, let me know actually, and I'll do it. But this is a t-shirt style dress. I had to increase the size by 4 inches on the hips, and it was said to me that it looked a bit like a nightie. So I'm going to take the belt off just so you can see it. So yeah, I can understand why somebody would say it looks like a nightie if I don't have a belt on. But the belt completely transforms the silhouette, so it becomes, rather than nightie, it's like nightie. I'm really pleased. This one has been a little bit more of a nightmare, mainly because of my own bad cutting actually. So I kind of noticed when I put the seams together, there was this kind of much kind of extra on the back, which I thought was quite odd, so I lopped it off. Turns out I lopped it off badly, and then the back of the hem was all up. So thankfully, because I am short, there was enough length in the actual dress for me to kind of make it up. And actually, now I've got it on, I really prefer this length. I think it's again, it's a lot younger, it's a lot more flattering. It feels a little bit more like a going out dress, which is kind of intended for because of the print on it. So I got the actual fabric from So Affordable, gosh, 3-4 years ago, maybe 3, probably 3 years ago. And I intended to make pyjamas out of it, but it's a poly jersey, so it wouldn't have been very comfortable to wear in bed. So this wasn't one of the fabrics that I showed off during the initial video. I just found it and I was like, that would be interesting. So I'll show you the one that I've kind of half made as well. Not that I'll be able to do very much with it, but I'll put it over my head so you can see it. And I was hoping to kind of get it finished to be kind of like kind of me initial dress and kind of build up to the Renaissance print, but it didn't happen. So just bear with me 1 minute and I'll get that. So I very hurriedly pinned this together, but this would have been, if I finished it, the Batwing dress that I talked about that Gabberdashery and Megan did. I haven't even put it together at the shoulder seams, but as you can see, I did cut it out this time on the right fold. And I will finish this definitely because I think it's going to be a really light and breezy, very easy to wear sort of dress for the office, where I can just sling on my chub rub shorts and get going. But I don't know when I'm going to do that. But there we go. So there's kind of like the last one in progress. So as you can imagine, Frugalfrocks has taken up a lot of my sewing time this month. I have managed to do a couple of extras, so I'm going to put in some photographs. So this particular t-shirt pattern is a free pattern from DBIY Club. It is not a basic t-shirt pattern, or I think that's the right bit. Again, I'll put the correct name below. Really good t-shirt pattern. The fabric was from Fabric Guys Online. They still have it as of this morning, which is it's $7.99 a metre. It's a poly brush jersey, and if you've never tried a brushed jersey, you haven't not known what you're missing. It's incredibly soft. Despite the fact it's poly, it feels incredibly soft, incredibly wearable. I don't feel hot in it. It was an absolute joy to work with, and at £7.99 a metre, it was an absolute bargain. It was 60 inch as well. The only thing with it was, as I was actually making it, I was shooting another video which will be coming up, which is going to be about size inclusivity. So I did another sewing chat. So that's why I'm not wearing it today. I want it to be kind of a reveal, if you like, when I do that video. I have also been a little bit busy in terms of procuring fabric and having fabric sent to me as well, which is very nice. So in terms of all the things I have made, I made this pillow, just for because a lovely fabric from Create and Colour. If you remember a few videos ago, I did get a fabric haul from them where Alison kindly sent me some fabric for free, and in my head I just knew it had to be a pillow. The shape of this is kind of sentimental, I suppose, because I was making it on Mother's Day, and my mum, when I was little, in order to try and get some extra money in for us, because she was a single parent, tried her hand at sewing, and that's kind of what sparked my very, very early interest in sewing. And she used to make heart-shaped pillows to sell it. Do you remember things like car boot sales and jumper sales and things like that? She didn't last very long. She couldn't make a profit out of it, surprisingly. But the kind of, it was my job to do the invisible stitching down the side. That was my job when I was little. So as I was making this kind of for my mum, not for my mum, I was making this like as I was thinking about my mum on Mother's Day. So that was sweet. I've also bought the most expensive fabric I've ever bought this month. Now, before you go, Hammy will like you because you're frugal, I did only buy 1 metre. So I'm going to have to think creatively about what I'm actually going to use it for. I do have an idea, but I'm going to have to see if I can squeeze it on. So this is Meet the Maker Viscose and I bought it from Sew Me Sunshine, and with the delivery it was £20 a metre. So I say I did buy 1 metre, partially because I wanted to know and understand why these, some of these fabrics are so expensive. And I have to say, I can feel the difference in this particular fabric. In fact, I feel like it might have spoiled me for life actually working with it. But I'm going to give that a wash, and my idea for this one is actually going to be a petal sleeve top, which is a free top from Love Sewing from a while ago. I'm going to have to see if I can fit into it, because I'm going to have to retoil it before I cut into that £20 fabric. But I keep dreaming about getting another metre and doing something proper with it, but no, I don't think I can do that. I also bought this satin, crepe back satin from eBay. I can't remember the seller's name, I'll try and find them for you. And this is actually for a Pacific pattern. This is the AK pattern skirt. Again, I'll put the pattern name at the bottom, I can't remember what it is. I bought it because I knew AK patterns were going out of business, and I've never actually sewn any of their patterns, and I know people really like them. Every time I went on them, the website was down and things like that for ages, so it's kind of my last chance. So I thought the skirt pattern was really pretty. It is a 60-inch requirement for the fabric. I did go on Minerva to try and find it, but surprisingly Minerva don't have width filters actually on their website. So I actually emailed them and said, am I missing something? Where can I go to find the width? And they said it wasn't something that they were doing on the website, which kind of surprised me, because you can get everything else on the filter, and a lot of patterns really rely on the width. So odd, but there we go. I bought 2 pieces of fabric from my friend Alison at Creating Colour this month, and I've got kind of plans for both of them. So I'll show you this one first. So I work in the paint industry, so I'm hoping to make this into a kind of winky eye kind of top for work. My thought process is the Harrison shirt by Cashmerette, which I've just bought this month. I've never made a Cashmerette pattern before, but they're so well known and so well respected that I was like, cha-ching, here's my money. I don't have quite enough fabric to do the Harrison shirt with, but what I am going to do is lop the sleeves off to save some of the fabric, and I'll see how that goes. So I might have a cap sleeve, but really what I'm interested in here is the fit kind of over the bust, and the formal collar details rather than a full sleeve. They also have a free bicep extension as well, which means when I do kind of do experiment properly with it, that is going to make all the difference, because as I always have to increase the bicep. The other piece of fabric that I bought, prepare yourself because it's awesome, is this. It is a metallic foil with strawberries on it, and I've got 3 meters of this, and I want something where it's kind of a fit and flare, maybe with a crossbodice. So I'm going to have a look at my patterns and see what I can come up with, because I love this fabric so much. It's just me in a fabric, really. It is grown up kiddies kind of fabric, what I always wanted as a kid but I could never have. So I'm going to toil it first with a cheaper fabric, and then this will be coming up, and I've got to make it as quickly as possible because I love it. I've still got to finish off the Gertie shirt. The Frugalfrocks challenge kind of took up all my sewing time this month, so I haven't finished the bicep adjustment on that yet, and I haven't done anything with the Wendy Ward shirt dress yet as well. But now Frugalfrocks is done, I'm going to kind of drop back on those before I start sewing anything else. Also this month, one of you guys, my anonymous, I'm going to call her sponsor now because she's give me a check and she gave me 2 lots of lovely fabric, which I'm going to show you now. So my unofficial sponsor kind of contacted me and said, I've got some fabric for you, do you mind can I send it to you? And I was like, yes please, that'd be lovely. So this is kind of a show off, really. It's gorgeous. So she sent me this lovely black satin. I think on average I've got 1.5 meters, I think, for each of the fabrics, but I haven't measured them properly yet, so I don't quite know what I'm going to make with each of them. But for this, I've got in mind like a pencil skirt for it. I think that would be nice. And then I've got this lovely yellow. Now in real life this is more of a mustard, and it's coming up much lighter coloured, but it feels incredibly soft, and it's got these lovely little raised dots on it. So I've seen a shirt by Fibremood, but I've also got another Fibremood magazine pattern that I need to do an FBA on, and I think that would suit that really well if I've got enough fabric to do it. But she also sent me this one, which is effectively the same thing but in blue as well, so there's a possibility for putting these 2 fabrics together. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that, to be honest, but if I'll see what I'll come up with on that one. She also sent me this lovely lace as well, which has got this rose pattern on it. There isn't an awful lot here, so I'm thinking about actually hemming it and making it into a scarf. I wear scarves all the time, so that'd be nice. But maybe a scarf with a white pom-pom. And then there's also some silk. So there's 2 lots of silk as well, which is this green and is this teal. I always think with if you've got a really lovely expensive fabric, don't overcomplicate it. One, because you risk ruining the fabric. The more complicated it is, unless you've made that pattern oodles of times. But also I think when you've got expensive fabric, simplicity is the key, because the fabric becomes the star. So for these, I'm thinking of a cami top. Now I've got a book by Victor, I think that you pronounce it that way, which is all about tops, and it has a quite nice sweet cami top kind of in there. So again, I'm going to experiment with probably a chiffon first, just to try, for the weight, etc., just to see how it looks, and I might line it and make it into a wearable toil. But that's kind of what I'm anticipating these. Again, these two might work really nicely together, but I don't really want to mix and match them. I want them to be separate items if I can do it. There's this lovely jersey. See, I'm gonna have to move some of this because you're not gonna be able to see my face soon. Some of you will be grateful for that, I'm sure. Anyway, so this is a beautiful blue jersey. Now I believe this is actually from Stitchy Bay from Cheryl, and it feels divine. It really does. You can really tell the quality in it. So that's that pile, and I'm just going to put it down there. And we also have what I'm guessing is a linen. It has quite an open weave on it, and it's got this beautiful coloured print on it. So I think part of the reason why I don't want to mix those spotty fabrics up is because I think it would work really, really nicely with this as a kind of a combo. So for this, I'm thinking maybe some shorts. Again, I don't know quite how much I've got, but I don't do shorty shorts. I kind of will do it to my knee. So that would make a really nice kind of summer outfit. If not, I can always make a skirt out of it if I've got the width. Next one is this, gorgeous. Now I've got a suspicion this might be silk, but it doesn't feel quite as soft as the other silk, so I'm not sure if it's a silk blend. But it's got this lovely tie-dye kind of effect on it, and it does seem to be quite a lot of length on this. So because it's got the tie-dye, I don't really want to kind of do something too complicated with it. Again, I'm thinking of a petal sleeve top or something similar. And last but definitely not least is this. I think this is going to test my fabric knowledge now, but I think this is a Visco Twill. The reason why I think it's a twill is because of the grain on it, if you can see the little lines. And it's very, very dry, very drapey, and it feels very breathable. So again, I think it's a Viscose Twill. If I've got enough of this fabric, I really want to make some Winslow culottes with it. And the green silk, I think, would look awesome with that. So thank you, Fabric Fairy, who's delivered me all these lovely things. I hope I do them justice. So anyway, that's it from me, because it's going to take forever to edit this, and I hope you're well. I hope you really enjoyed the challenge. I did, and I hope you like the makes, and it inspires you. If there's anything particularly that you want to see that's come out of this challenge that I've kind of mentioned kind of doing during this video, please drop me a comment. I'll gladly do a video, but I don't know what your skill level is, kind of who watches me, whether you're an established dressmaker or whether you're kind of starting out, and I don't want to kind of bore people who have been experienced those for a while. And also I want to be careful about what kind of tutorials and things I do, because I'm not the most technical sewer, so I don't want to send you off in the wrong direction. But if there's anything that kind of triggers you and you think, yes, I'd like to know a little bit more about that, I'm very happy to research, compare my methods with other people's, and see how they kind of come out. So let me know. Right, that's it. See you later. Bye.